the cops on me. On a mission to be champs since they let me free.
Prepare for combat, my adversaries crumble. Face it, I got a reputation for damage. Busters get ready to rumble. They lock me in a cell, have me trapped in a living hell. Though not guilty, I'm still in jail. Brother, I serve my time like a soldier. Maintain composure. My shadow boxing, the fight to the death. Busting boulders, every boxer with a pair of gloves. Best give up love. Here's a man from the makings of a thug. A lethal weapon, mind sharp. And in my heart, there's a wish to shake the world with the flurry of my black fist. Now once a high school dropout, now I'm the $1 million champ. Who's the next to get knocked out? Straight out of Brooklyn and worldwide.
What's going on, everybody? Another episode of Chief Seats Box Show. Angelo here, my boy JP. JP, what's up, man?
You know we about to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. So first things first, follow us on Twitter at Cheap Seats Box, iTunes, Apple Podcast. Rate and review. You will be in the next unofficial sponsor. Nobody did it this week, so shame on you guys. I gotta be honest, a little disappointing. But we had a couple last week, so that helped. All it does is keep the show noticeable, man. That's all it's about. Email us, cheapseatsboxing@gmail.com. Questions, comments, top 5 list. We did get one last week. We will be getting that another week, because this week our top 5 list is going to be all pound for pound. You know, why do 10? We can just start with 5. And you know what I was thinking, JP? We actually started this last year. Without even thinking about it, we started last year. We did our top 5 fighters, right?
Right.
Just overall fighter, who we think is the best, not based on anything that other our opinion of are they as good as they look. And we also did the top 5 25 and under. Forgot about that list too. I was like, well, we kind of already started this, so we're going to keep that going. Welcome to all the listeners. Every platform. Follow us on YouTube. Just hit subscribe, motherfuckers. Come on, man. Help me out. And there's one more, JP. You know what? Let's not retire it. Fuck it.
Zoom is in the building.
Yes, it is. So last week, man, the big fight, Alexander Usyk, Marius Briedis, fight to a majority decision for Usyk. It was a close, tough fight. Let's talk about the good first, JP. I thought it was a good fight. What'd you think, man?
Competitive. I said that by round 8, I had it tied. I think Usyk took over from that point on. Very competitive fight. It kind of flip-flopped. In the beginning, Briedis was walking Usyk down, standing his ground, firm, pushing the pressure. By the end, it was a complete reverse of that. It looked like in the beginning, Briedis was effectively punching, and Usyk was like pawing, looking for range most of the time. By the end, it looked like, Briedis didn't have much left. Mm-hmm. And his punches basically started to look like pawing for the most part. And Usyk was he started throwing some heavy bombs. They both was doing good body work that got underrated, though. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had it. I think I scored it loosely, so don't quote me on this. But I thought it was about 7-5 fight. I thought Usyk won. I didn't think it was a wide victory. I guess if you had it 8-4, I could probably listen to that. If you thought Briedis won, I don't really see that, man. I really don't. I thought the judges had it exactly right. I get the one judge having a majority, having a draw. It was in his hometown. Shit like that happens. Give him credit, because I thought 115-113 was the right score. They got it twice. The other one was only one. Really, it's only one round off. So he gave Briedis the credit in one of the rounds. What this fight showed me, though, you were right. A little bit of pressure by Briedis really helped keep him in the fight early. Usyk's skill separated him towards the end. But give Briedis credit, he had a lot of heart. He wasn't going anywhere. The work rate was incredible. Everybody's marveling at the work rate, especially at 200-pounders. But what it showed me, and then I wasn't disappointed in Usyk's performance. I didn't think it was a down performance for him at all. That wasn't even it. This is where you kind of like take away the eye test and realize just what is actually happening. When I thought he was that much separated from everybody else in the 200-pound division, not so much. He is better, but the gap isn't that far. And I think if Gassiev wins this week, I think you're going to see an even more competitive finale. Because I think, in a way, Gassiev is a younger, better, stronger version of Briedis. He doesn't put the pressure on that Briedis put on, but he can do a lot of the same things that Briedis did to him. and Gassiev, I think, can get around a little bit because Usyk will go sometimes into that high guard, and Gassiev has the punches that kind of go around that guard a little bit. He's not really wide, but he's wide enough. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not loose. It's not where it leaves openings, but I think that can really be an even closer, tighter match. Give credit to Usyk, man. He did what he had to do. He went into Briedis' hometown. He scored a great victory, and this is what it's about, man. When you have the top 4 guys in a division going at it, this is how it's supposed to look. And step 1 is done. That's the good part. There's a bad part. Trying to find this motherfucking fight. It shouldn't be that hard. People have heard it already this week. WBSS website streamed the whole fucking first round. And yet, in this one, they have a YouTube channel that shows the prelims, but doesn't show the main event. And then they redo another one for the main event. It's like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Hire a fucking 14-year-old YouTuber. Those motherfuckers can get a Chromebook to go out to millions of people. There's no reason why these guys with their $50 million total purse can't put away a couple $100,000 to get that production and that stream out properly.
Maybe exclusivity where it was at. Maybe. Because, I mean, it to run and then stop and then upload the next day, you would think, okay, the best I could give you is you ran it exclusively where you was at. And you got that advertisement money. And then you put it on YouTube after.
No, they put it on YouTube live, but I'm saying.
Yeah, but I remember the feeds was going, like I was,
Yeah, the feeds, yeah, you got to keep on searching around.
Yeah.
I just went to the Russian one.
The Russians on the internet getting a lot of things going.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna stop all my illegal streaming because
They get the good streams. they get into your Twitter feed. They get into the voting registration.
I'm saying.
They get into all that shit. But I mean, come on, man. It's bullshit, man. Today that you have something that can be great. That is, the product in the ring has been, well, it's getting good because the first round was me, and going forward. It's just a fucking joke that they can't get this straight. I'll go ahead.
I got it. They're the San Antonio Spurs as far as the division of boxing. It's good, but people want the personality. They're not taking into consideration that they're just good. It's like, who you playing? You got Tim Duncan, Kawhi. David Robinson. No personality here, Manu sit on the bench. You tried to do that little Euro step one too many times. So it's like, I think people are missing out because there's nobody to necessarily love and there's nobody to necessarily hate.
Yeah, on the U.S. side, of course. What they really should have done, and this was something that he did here in Texas. We are the high school football capital of the world when it comes to interest in high school football. My son's senior year, they started an online service. You could watch any game live that was on Thursday or Saturday, right? And listen to any game live no matter what time it came on. The Friday games, for whatever reason, they couldn't. But when my son played on Thursday or Sunday, my mom could watch him in California, which was great. And it was absolutely free the first year. In the second year, because people fell in love with that, hey, their grandparents and uncles and aunts and uncles can watch their games in different states. Well, guess what? The second year they charged, so they gave it out for free. People want it. Now we can charge. Now that's what the World Boxing Super Series should have done. All free. In the U.S., since we ain't got no TV deal, it's all free this year. Next year, if you want to watch these fights, it's going to cost you $10 per round. First round, semifinals, final. Right? That wouldn't be that bad. It'd be a $30 investment total, right? When online, that's not that bad. They're going to pocket most of that, if not all of that, and you get 100,000 people to do it. in the U.S. overall, or in North America. Well, I don't know if they even had it in Canada or whatever. You're going to make you a couple $1 million. That helps towards the fucking purses and everything else.
I'm about to be so...
But why not get that out there, get the people liking what they see, and then charge? Why make it so fucking... Like, you want this to be a success, and it's only being a success of where they're putting it. And notice where they're putting it. Where can we sell the most tickets? Who's going to pay the most money? There's a reason the finals is in fucking Saudi Arabia. Who the fuck wants to go to Saudi Arabia?
What?
Yeah. So, I think that's what it is, yeah. And so, they're... Like all the lower seeded people are getting the home fights because they can sell out better, right?
Damn, this is you know what? Y'all gonna owe us for this. All you boxing guys, y'all have been ahead of the curve a little bit when it comes to technology. Don't y'all think it's time to put your company like really on Netflix and Amazon, or really positioned for YouTube TV? You know, that's a new market. Like, why not, just say, yo, yeah, I mean, we got these fighters could be your Netflix and Amazon fighters. These fighters could be your cable fighters, and these fighters could be your pay-per-view fighters. You got to work your way up through all the systems, Or YouTube TV fight, just...
I like the YouTube part.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, y'all can make it happen, and then it would help everybody in the analytics, no matter how you slice it, because you're gonna get advertisements regardless. It's a paid service. They're all paid services, so that's guaranteed money in the pot. Then you got the gate and X, Y, Z, and other boxes could maybe even come along and have merchandise and their own commercial stick, like like Grants and Rivals and all of that, like the Jordan boxes, all of that stuff. Like, but you gonna owe us for this, because we keep coming up with this greatness and y'all keep stealing it and not paying us. I'm telling you, I'm gonna pull up on somebody's house. But yeah, I think it you have to change with the change in times. And I think boxing, I would say boxing is more ahead of the curve than the other sports. But you might as well just throw it out there. Because UFC's like they got their WWE fan base built in. Same thing with the WWE. Football, everybody said it was boycotting all year long. But there's going to be a lot of sandwiches, wings, and chips on Sunday. Because the attendance never really stopped and the viewership never really stopped. It's just people streamed it in different ways, in my opinion. Baseball is America's pastime, but we don't look at it. But the stadiums are packed all the time. So they don't necessarily have to be on TV for the most part, because they got 162 games. You sell out 100 of them, you're doing good.
Well, baseball's been ahead of the curve on all the sports. Because they have, anybody who's a baseball fan like me has had the MLB At Bat app.
Gotcha.
Where if you pay their fee, I think it's $20 a year, you get to listen to every game live, and they usually have one free game that you can stream live. Of course, not they have the blackouts and all that bullshit, right? So. And like on my TV, on my smart TV has that At Bat app. So I can, because I'm already paid for it, I can look at it. I can watch it in HD on my TV. Also, if you want, because my son, he's a Giants fan, so I'll just, like when I wait for a special, last year I got it for $10, right? You just wait, you get it for $50. If you pay the whole thing, it's like $100 for the season. You get to watch every game live, streaming 100%. HD. They've been ahead of the curve, man. The MLB At Bat app is the best in sports. Way ahead of the curve. WWE has went there, since, but they were the first to do it. I've had that app forever. There's no reason that boxing can't do something similar, like you were saying, add-ons, like a Hulu or a Roku,
forgot about that.
Or Sling, all those other ones where they have those add-ons. You buy the regular service, and for $5 a month, you can get these two channels. you do something in that neighborhood, you get a few tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people a month. They're paying $5. Well, you don't think about it, and all of a sudden you're making $4, $5, $6, $7 million a year just in that. What money that you wouldn't have. Yeah. There's ways to go about it. I mean, get out of the Stone Ages. You know what I mean? Act like you're part of the 21st century. Just act like you're part of it at least.
I mean, I think, and then you can make these fighters work their way up again, because everybody's so, I'm getting paid, and it's like, but you're cheating the fans, and the fans are tired. I'm glad you getting paid. Now, I don't knock these guys for getting paid, but I do. This is why you see these guys about to be young in their prime and falling off the face of the earth, because they didn't really maximize their potential by taking on the best threats. Because when you take on the best threats, you got to prepare for the best. And you see how these guys, they living off 1-2 good wins, and then they go 3, 4, 5 years, and it's like, no. Y'all gonna have to, and to be perfectly honest, y'all gonna do whatever y'all want. Everybody has a plan. As long as people are making money, nobody cares so far. But the guys who have names, a lot of y'all almost done. And it's sad to say this, a lot of y'all gonna be done in y'all prime. That's, it's different when you say, fighters past this window, he's still competitive. These guys, people gonna give up. They're gonna be in their mid to late 20s. It's like, he had his shot. If he wanted more, he should have did more. So, let him go.
Speaking of fighters who are shot, Lucas Matisse.
Oh, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
Fighting the Greg Louganis of boxing.
Damn.
What was it? What was his first name? T.Y. Kiram, some shit like that?
Yeah.
In a fight that just Matisse is. Okay,
screw it. Let's just say it looks like it was a competitive dive. Okay, can we say that? I just said, and I'm a Matisse fan. Competitive dive. How about that? Guy was giving a little bit of work, but didn't look like he didn't really have the punching power. But you could say, Matisse has always had power. But okay, the first knockdown, okay. The second one, the second one made everybody go, The check must have cleared in that round. Somebody reached in their phone. Oh, yeah, it's time to go. But damn, I got love for you, but I gotta say it, man. I look a little Sonny Liston-esque. Yeah. So that's my point.
I think his guy in the corner went all Roman Coliseum, where the whoever was in charge would give him the thumbs up or thumbs down. He had the thumb sideways, check cleared, thumbs down, go down. It's time to go down. Man down. Not a good look. Another not good look, Jorge Linares, in a boring-ass unanimous decision over Marcito Hesta. And if you guys ever wonder, and this is for the long-time listeners, why we do our pound-for-pound rankings not based off what our eyes tell us, but what has actually occurred in the ring and the accomplishments that they've actually had. I think Jorge Linares is the number one reason why. A guy who, if you've ever seen any of his training videos, you've seen some of the things he does in the ring, right? Sometimes. It looks amazing. The footwork is phenomenal. The timing is perfect. He's always seems to be in the right spots. And then they get in the ring. Sometimes it kind of goes away and it gets a little lazy. And then you got a guy like Hesta who should get out of there, or a guy like Flanagan who should be easily. And then you get a boring guy. You got a guy who actually has no significant wins on his resume as far as world-class wins. Crawler, Kevin Mitchell, not really. Crawler was a nice fighter, but not nobody even considered him a top 5 in the division up until the time he won his belt. and this is why you don't do it just based off the eye test, because that can fool you sometimes. Not fool you, but it can make you think more of somebody. It's kind of like the Usyk thing. Not that Usyk's a bad fighter or anything like that, but because he looks so much better than those other cruiserweights, you're thinking he's just going to run through everybody in the division, and he gets up against Briedis, and yeah, he wins the fight, but it's much closer than anybody probably thought it was going to be. It shouldn't have. If you were thinking he's that much better than everybody, then it shouldn't be that tough. If he's that much better than everybody else, you should be more than 1 to 2 rounds better than everybody else if you're separated that far. And I think that's where Linares falls. And it tells me one thing: Mikey Garcia, who I have the most respect for in the ring, outside the ring, he's made some absolutely shit decisions. The no on the Linares fight, the no almost, I guess, on the Easter fight. I don't know how that didn't work out. Well, those are like 2 guys you could have easily ran through.
Yeah, but he just said, like, if Linares takes this, because who Linares said he wanted to fight?
Lomachenko.
Right, and he said if Lomachenko, if they fight, he would never fight Linares. I'm like, never say never. Never say never. But, Linares is no different from fighters in this particular era. There's a lot of Tony Romo fighters. They're really good. But they'll fumble that last field goal. Like, they got all the skills, but it's coming. He's not the only one, because it's like we see people who are so talented, sometimes they get bored. And that's what he reminds you, like a person. He's talented, but if he gets bored, it's just going to spread out into the arena. Like, yeah, I'm checked out of this one. I'm doing what I need to do, but I'm kind of checked out now. And I think it lowers people down. It's the same thing of what people would say about Floyd. As he got he knows what to do to win this fight. It's just hitting cruise control, and everybody else is just sitting there like, Jesus, man. Do something, kick somebody or something. So, but even the worst part about this is, between Linares and Easter and their recent showings, they ain't ready for Mikey no way. Like, it was good in theory, but because of these performances, it's like y'all are not on that level, Like, Reggie Miller was good, but he was no Jordan. And he might take a hit. Like, you might want to just see if he could take the Lomachenko fight.
Speaking of not good, how about the ESPN card this weekend? Gilberto Ramirez versus Habib Ahmed, the guy that nobody's ever seen ever, anywhere, ever, from Ghana, with a name like Habib. It doesn't make sense.
He's a how can I say? He's a black African Muslim with American family. That would cover all bases, because he's from Ghana. He could have like uncles from Tennessee or something. But he's Habib Ahmed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with the ab, we ain't gonna get into that.
I'm telling you. Well, shout out to my boy Ike Corte, best fighter from Ghana. There's not much to say. These are both fucking both these fights. I haven't even said the second one. Harwan Ancajas versus Israel Gonzalez. These are just showcase fights. Look, this ESPN Top Rank deal, it's fun at times, but you get more of these cards than you do of good cards, Lomachenko or Terrence Crawford. There's more of this with ESPN than there is, and that's Top Rank and Golden Boy side, than there is good competitive fight. Really, there's only one TV channel that's actually putting on more competitive, competitive fights besides pay-per-view, and that's Showtime. These other ones, I don't know. That it's great. It's easy for me to access, so that's cool, but this doesn't excite me at all. I mean, these are both showcase fights for two champions who shouldn't be in this position at this point. Like I said, the beginning of the year when all the money's out, this is the time you can pay for fucking opponents. Why wait to the end of the year when there's no money? Then like, well, we had to wait till the start of the next year.
I warned you of this possibility.
Mm-hmm.
They did all of that talking about Al Heyman, and they literally did the exact same thing. So if you know where they at now, you should know where it's going next. Like they literally just said, you know what, we're gonna come out with a bang. We're gonna help everybody remember the bang. Now we're gonna throw all these people in against these other people that don't nobody know. You know, people gonna look at us sideways, but it's all we got to take. And hopefully we can get a star somewhere on one of these undercard, maybe a knockout and a backflip. Who knows? And then we're gonna work our way up to premium cable.
We'll see. I like the Quigg Valdez fight. I like that one coming up. Even Crawford Horn, I'll be interested in because it's Crawford. There are some out there, but like I said, more often than not, you're getting this.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not people that they can't try to make a fight with.
They won't.
On Cajas, well, I think they were talking about him and Inui, but Inui's going up to 118, so I would have loved to have seen that. They're not much talked about. This is a horseshit fight. Both of them fights. How about the second part of the semifinals in the World Boxing Super Series? Murat Gassiev, Junior Dorticos, two knockout punchers. To me, probably the best fight so far on both sides of the tournament. On both sides, 168 and the 200. Who you got, man? This is a tough one.
Gassiev's in better shape than Dorticos. So I will go with the fighters who's in better shape. Both knockout punches. Yeah, he moves faster than the other guy. So to be in better shape and to move faster, he has the advantage. But hey, confidence is some mother. Like, once you get your confidence rolling, you become a little bit more to handle. So I think both of these fighters are really going to either get a lucky shot that ends it, or somebody's going to have to give. And I take the fighter that's in better shape when it comes to that. So I'm taking Gassiev, probably 7.
Oh, I like that pick. I'm going Gassiev as well. I think that stylistically, I think he matches up pretty well for Gassiev. Dorticos, he hits hard, but I'm going to guarantee you this. I'm going to go out on the limb and say Gassiev hits harder than Dorticos. They got all excited about the one shot against Kudryashov, but it was Kudryashov. He'd already had a first-round knockout loss. I think it was a first-round knockout loss. But so I wouldn't get too excited about that. I think Gassiev is a younger, stronger fighter. The one thing that Dorticos does is the one thing I was talking about Usyk, is he'll tend to go up into a high guard. Now, he will fight and punch off of that high guard. He will actually catch and shoot out of that high guard more than someone like a Joe Gallagher fighter in the UK. But like I said about Usyk's, Gassiev's punches are just wide enough to go around the high guard and catch him on the top of the head, right on the ear, right behind the ear, to really throw off the equilibrium. And I think he's gonna get to him in the mid rounds. Like you, I'm gonna go 5. I think Gassiev's gonna stop him at 5. I think people are gonna be shocked, and it actually is gonna be a good buzz for that finale. If it's the other way around and it's Dorticos who gets a big knockout, well, then it's still gonna be a good build up and a lot of people interested in anticipating that matchup. But one thing about Cuban fighters is they don't have the highest work rate. And that's going to be it's going to fall real easy, I think, in place for Gassiev because of that. He's going to be able to fight at the pace he wants to fight. They're both going to come forward, but let's be honest, a Cuban fighter is more inclined to fight backwards if he has to than than these Eastern Europeans. So it's very crucial that Gassiev makes him go backwards first. If Gassiev starts to go backwards, he's in trouble, and Dorticos is going to get on him. But I don't see that happening. He's going to go around him. I think he's going to clip him on top of the head, open it up, and then he'll go straight through that guard when he finally has him hurt. I like Gassiev. 24 years old, man. He's still 24. Everybody else in this fucking tournament is like 32, 33 years old. Motherfucker's 24. He's only getting better. So all the things that we've seen from him, he's only getting better. He's not even in his physical prime yet. Give me Murat Gassiev, 5th round stoppage. I think that'll be a big statement if he does that. I really do. If he can do what I say, I think that's a huge statement. Let's do this top 5, these pound for pound list, and then I'm gonna hit a couple of things. I'm gonna hit the the Showtime layout, and I'm gonna talk about the rollout of Canelo Triple G too. All right, we do this once a year, only once a year, and we don't change it up throughout the year and try to work with it. We don't do shit like that because why? Because we're not gonna put that much time into it. But 2, it's just good to see where they end at the end of the year. Our number 1 pound for pound fighter last year, he's nowhere to be seen on this list or anybody's list ever. Our pound for pound list is different than everybody else's. This is what I was talking about earlier when I'm saying that we don't just take the eye test. We try to take a lot of opinion out of it and just put in based on what these guys have done, and then we'll slot them a little bit different based on our opinion, how we feel about these fighters. And pound for pound for us is truly pound for pound. How can you move throughout these divisions? How do you handle the division you're in? How would you handle the division below you or the division above you? And if you've already done that, well, that's higher points for us because you've already shown that you've run through 2, 3, 4 divisions. That shows, oh yeah, pound for pound, you are one of the best fighters in the world. There are a few exceptions, people who have started at light heavyweight. It's a little bit tougher. Cruiserweight and heavyweight. So you kind of have to throw a little bit more of the opinion in there. So our list is going to differ. Not really, honestly. When you hear the names, it's not really going to differ. I think one name I have in there will differ than a lot of people's. But I'll always back it up with facts. I'm going to start on just the outside. Number 6, just on the outside. For me, the winner of this World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight tournament. You clean out a division. Like I said, the Cruiserweight's a little bit tougher because you ain't going to drop down 25 pounds. And heavyweight is a huge jump nowadays because everybody's fucking 240 and 250. You know what I mean? But if you go through the top 4 guys and truly have a unanimous, undisputed champion, you have now solidified yourself as one of the best boxers in the world, no matter how you did it, whether it was through skill or through knocking somebody out. I'm saving a spot right there for the winner of it, whether it's Gassiev or Usyk or even Dorticos, because no matter who comes out of there, they'll earned it.
Okay, I stole your other pick.
Okay, you did steal that pick.
My number 5, Badu Jack.
Really?
Yeah, because I had to think about it. Like he's done. This is his second weight class, basically, and you can see him being a champion that way. The Cleverly thing, he fought a bigger guy and took it to him. So the Stevenson thing, I think Jack is more primed to beat Stevenson down than people think, So he's on that same similar, not same though. The similar run that Abner Mares had when people was coming up. He had like 6 titleists in a row that he had ran through. But it's like Jack's like 6 championship fight. And you're never disappointed. And he always brings his lunch pail. And he's earned it. Even though he's been underrated. He's really earned it. So that'll be 5.
He definitely not on my list, but based on the parameters of what we talk about, he can do it because he was, I think by the time he left super middleweight, he was the best super middleweight there was. They said between him and DeGale, I think, and him and DeGale, it was a controversial draw. Everybody thought Jack won, and give him credit coming back from the knockout loss. I don't pick him against Stevenson, even though I hate Stevenson. I'm rooting for Jack against Stevenson. But if he does that, oh, God damn it, he's the fucking lineal light heavyweight champion. So I can't hate on that pick. Like I said, it wasn't my pick, but he definitely fits the parameters of what we do. I like it. It's different, and like I said, our parameters will put in people like really, and I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? It actually fits it, because it's not just like, oh, you think he's a better overall, like I would say the eye test. You think he's better overall talented than like a guy like Linares? No, but it's not about what your eyes tell you. It's what has happened in the ring. And Linares has taken a couple of losses, so what's the difference? For me, number 5 is Juan Francisco Estrada. He's done it at 108, 112, 115 with the departure of Inoue to bantamweight. The fight between him and Rungvisai is going to crown the king at 115. So that would have been, here's the thing for Estrada. He's never been the man at any weight. Regardless if he cleaned it out, he was never the man at 108. He was the second best. At 112, he was the second best. At 115, while Inoue was there, he was the second best, and Chocolatito for a time. But now he can actually stake his claim as the best in the division at his third weight, which is something that usually doesn't happen. Usually you're the best coming through those weights.
In my personal opinion, in history, that's the very best position to be in. Because when you're the man, your head is on that guillotine. But when you're the man that's under the man, you can steadily progress. Think about everybody Floyd wasn't the man when he started. He wasn't. Mm-hmm. It took years to get there, right? Estrada's the same thing. When people think about hip hop, Jay-Z's the man now. All of them other years, it was a whole bunch of other people that was the man. He was right under that. All them guys that was in, what was that? When we had the war, Al Qaeda, nobody wanted to be Bin Laden's you my number one man. That motherfucker dead. You wanted to be 2 or 3. You lasted longer. But everybody in history who didn't get their just due, they always got to be the consistent ones to the top. So yeah, hell yeah.
Your number 4.
The pick I stole from you, Inoue.
Okay.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, see, when we thought about this, it was like, damn, it was only really 3. So these other ones gonna be tough. But you're right. Inoue's gonna go up to 18. He's gonna win. So what does that say? Like, he keeps going up and up and up and up, and he keeps winning. And he keeps beating people down, and he ain't had that many fights. So, geez, to keep going up and keep winning and keep being a champion, or on a track to be a champion, with that many fights, yeah.
Number 4 for me is Vasyl Lomachenko, champion at 126, 130. He's going to talk about going to 135 to fight a Linares. I'll tell you the only reason he is down there, you can call it what you want. I don't give a fuck what your reason is. I don't give a fuck what your excuse is. He's got a loss. And to me, that's the only separation between him and the other 3 guys. Yeah, he's only had what are we at? 10, 11 fights? 11, mm-hmm. 12 fights? Some shit like that. He's pretty much Inoue. Him and Inoue are almost the exact same number of fights.
Damn.
Yeah, and Inoue is like 25 years old. He's still a baby. I don't know if he was considered he's probably considered the best, maybe the best fighter at featherweight when he left, but there were still questions. At 130, he's definitely been the undisputed titleist in most people's eyes. Going up to 135, I think there's no doubt he can win a belt, especially if he fights a guy like Beltran. Just make sure that shit's VADA tested. Yeah, but Vasyl Lomachenko, number 4 for me. I mean, it's easy to go, yeah, but he's the most talented. Like I said, my eyes are not telling me anything. It's what's been and done in the ring. That's it. You can make the excuses about the Salido fight. Motherfucker still took it. He could have said no.
True.
He could have said he didn't make weight. Fight's off.
True.
Give me Gary Russell Jr. Nope,
Been
didn't
there.
do that. Number 3, man.
Lomachenko.
See, this is how we do it.
Lomachenko. Like, fresh off the... Here's the thing. He gets in the ring and he does what he's supposed to do against who he's supposed to do it to. Does he have questionable ways of winning sometimes? There's always a little something in there. But he outclasses people. So he learned from that loss. But he outclasses people. And I'm gonna give him the momentum of the star power over NUE. Because people are not giving NUE his just due yet because they haven't watched him. So over here, Lomachenko he has the star power, but is he the best? My best? No. But he's number 3.
Hey, my number 3. NUE. Champion at 108. Champion at 115. He actually skipped to 112. Going up to 118, he'll be a champion there. I don't even know what his... I'm serious. Like, him and Lomachenko, I don't know what the difference is. It may be one fight. He's pretty much accomplished everything Lomachenko has, just in less fanfare, of course. But trust me, in Japan, Inoue is a bigger star than Lomachenko is anywhere, even in his own country. That's just because the Japanese they support their fighters, and he's just the way he's went through everybody. Like, honestly, him and my next guy. Find me any instance where they've lost more than one round in a row. That's hard to do. You can't. You really can't. Like, anyway, I don't even know if I probably could find one round where he's lost in the fight, but he's probably lost 3 rounds in his career. Maybe. I mean, yeah, it's only 12, 13 fights in, but
that says a lot. Still.
It's not there. Yeah, it's just not there. Number 3, Inoue for me. Number 2 for you.
You know it's Mikey. It's got to be Mikey. Like, the dude's a beast. It is what it is. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care. He can outbox you. He can outbang you. He can go up to your weight. He can go down the weight. He can stay at whatever weight he is. He's a you pick him, I beat him fighter. That's what he really is. You pick him, I beat him. And even when people brought up Lomachenko, even at the height of people was thinking about it, it was always, that's not a problem you want though. Like, so that lets you know how serious people respect him, and look at the way he finishes people. He don't just, when he gets you out of there, he gets you out of there. He's not playing. He's an old school fighter. Like, the guys who actually came to the ring to embarrass you, to knock you out, to get you out, he's that dude. And you gotta respect it.
Mikey Garcia, number 2 for me. And people are going to be like, Mikey Garcia. So what happens is because of, especially what happened recently with how it looks like he didn't truly want everything to do with that Linares fight, where they said 50-50, no more fights to go along with that, no options. May or may not be true. We don't, you never know. People like to exaggerate negotiations. So people get mad because of that, right? Like, he wants to fight Lomachenko 135, but he's going to fight Lipinets at 140, and he's talking about this guy. So what? He's talking about everybody. Who gives a shit? All I care about is what has happened in the ring. At 126, he wasn't the man. He was the man. People say he didn't clean out division. Yes, he did. He cleaned out that division. Like, at that time at featherweight, there was nobody else you were thinking that he could go in there with. He beat Rocky Martinez. The guys that Lomachenko built his stuff off of, Mikey had already did that. Salido, Rocky Martinez, Juan Carlos Burgos. Well, who's that? Oh, I don't know. He was the guy who should have been champion, who actually everybody thought beat Rocky Martinez in China. If you remember, that was a gift decision. Burgos should actually been the champion going into that fight, but Martinez was given a gift decision. Juanma was there. Like, he was done. He was the man in 26. Went to 30. I think he had one fight, retired, whatever. Okay, he wasn't the man there. 135. By the end, he was the man. People said, well, what about him, Linares? People still said, yeah, he's still going to beat Linares. 135. There are some people now who say Lomachenko could beat him at 135. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he has the power for it. I don't think Lomachenko has the power to keep Garcia off of him. And I don't know. Maybe he could. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Going up to 140, Well, he could be. Okay, let's go through the 140 list. If he stays at 140, is he the best guy at 140 now?
Yep.
Yep. Can't even argue that. So he was the man in at least 3 divisions. He's been a champion in 3 divisions. Hasn't won a title yet in 140. He will once he fights Lipinets. He went up and fought Broner and won every round, unless you want to be nice and give Broner 1. And that's how you separate yourself. When you're that much better than everybody else, you show it. His knockout percentage is, 83%? That's a high knockout percentage. Been champion forever. And go ahead and go back and find me a fight where he's lost more than 1 round in a row. Go ahead. You're going to go through a lot of fights to find that. It's been years since you've seen him lose more than 1 round in a row. You can't even say that about my number one. My number one, I've seen him lose 3 rounds in a row or 4 out of 5. I've seen that.
Yes.
So, unlike anybody else, Mikey Garcia is actually ultra qualified to be in that position. Let me guess who our number one. Who would our number one be? I think it's pretty easy.
Terrence beating up dudes Crawford. Terrence Crawford, it solidified it with the undisputed thing. It just solidified it. And not going up, let's be honest. It's a top-heavy division, but everybody's like, don't nobody want them kind of problems. Nobody. And the way he's run through people, and yes, he does lose rounds. And the crazy part about it is, it doesn't even look like, it looks like he's losing rounds on purpose to beat you. It's like, man, okay, I got that. Okay, I got that. He can be, and what's dangerous about him, he's getting better at the switching from orthodox to southpaw. Because, see, that used to take him a while to actually, figure you out once he switches positions. That was one of his biggest weaknesses. If he decides he want to switch, it's like, there's going to be a couple of rounds till we get this one right. But that window is closing. I think he's one of the best finishers. I think he breaks people down, top tier with anybody that's breaking people down. I think he's a bully in the aspect of he's going to tell you that he's going to whip you, but nobody challenges him on that. That makes me think, you know what? They know it. Like Mike is a cool, calm dude, but he's quiet confidence. Terrence Crawford ain't necessarily that. He like, yeah, I'm gonna beat him too. Yeah, I'm gonna beat him too. And people don't even know you're not. No, they don't even say anything. So he has that Michael Jordan asshole thing with him. Like, say the wrong thing and watch me beat you. So I like him. He's the number one bully on the list too.
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, Terrence Crawford's my number one. I think when we did our top 5 at the time, I think I put Mikey ahead of Crawford only because, like I was telling you, like he hadn't lost any rounds yet, like consecutive rounds. But when Crawford got that undisputed, I mean, you have to kind of notch that. That's special, and that's why I blocked out a spot for the person who wins the cruiserweight, because that's a undisputed champion. 168 will not be undisputed; they'll still be champions floating around. That put it over the top for me. And he's got so much dog in him, man. He's a nasty boy, man. He is an asshole, but in a good way in the ring. Like I said, I don't give a shit if he talks to reporters. I don't give a shit if he fucking cusses out reporters. I don't care, because we're only talking about in the ring. And that's see, this is the backwards thing, right? Him being an asshole, or Mikey talking shit that I want to fight this guy, and this guy doesn't fight that guy. It pisses people off, where people kind of decrease his value or their values as fighters. Yet in a guy like Adrian Broner, he's not that good in the ring, talks a great game, and it elevates his status. It is a weird thing.
You know what it is? Adrian knows how to push people's buttons. Fighters aren't scared of him, but he can. The shit he says pushes people's buttons. Shit like Terrence Crawford to say, we maybe need to do top 5 bullies. It's just like the Charlos. They're not talking to the masses. They're not putting up there, he's not talking to this is how it is. No, he just flat out saying, you, right? You over there. I'm going to slap you in your mouth. reporter can't say nothing about that. You know, the fans can't say that, but that's for the fighter to say, "What's up?" Or usually they go, "No, you're not." Yes, he will. So I like dogging people. Like Adrian Broner is a promoter. I think he's past his window on being a fighter. Great promoter, because no matter how many times he gets beat, convincingly, people still want to see him lose in hopes that what it is they hope he mentally breaks and becomes a humble individual. That ain't gonna happen. You know why it's not gonna happen? Because he's smart enough to realize, as long as I act this stupid, you're gonna pay to see me lose again. That's what it is. Crawford, that's why people don't watch him like they do Broner, because Crawford is like, I'm gonna whip your ass before we even get to the press conference. That's a bully. That's a straight up bully. When he's like, when we signed the fight, I told him that we had the death wave of signing twice, because I'm gonna kill you twice in the ring, and when I told him you're gonna lose ever since you finished your last letter of your name, and you can't do nothing about that. That dude, he's a bully. Lovely bully.
All right, so there it was. Both our top 5 lists. Terrence Crawford tops it for both. Mikey Garcia was both for number 2. Inoue Lomachenko just flip-flop for both of us. And then our bottom, Estrada and Jack. Everybody, those usual suspects. Like, because when you try to go 9, 10, or 8, 9, 10, like, well, who am I going to put? Am I going to put Thurman, who doesn't fight? No. Am I going to put a Kovalev on there? No. You could. You can. You can put him on the back end of it. But, because, I guess he only lost to maybe one of the best fighters going. Speaking of which.
Maybe coming back.
Oh, on the juice. You know how you know he's on the juice? This is how you know he's on the juice. This is how you know he's fucking steroided up right now, right? How old is Ward?
34?
34 years old. 34 years old. He put on 25 pounds of muscle in 3 months. It doesn't happen when you're in your mid-30s. Not like that. And also, this is how you know, right? When he tweets it out, 199, all muscle, trust me. Nobody asked you if it was all muscle. And why I gotta trust you? I didn't question you yet.
Here's the thing. I know he wants to come back. I know he wants to come back and do that heavyweight thing. This might not be the era to do that.
No, it's perfect era to do it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why.
No.
You want to know why? All right. On May 5th, no, not Canelo and Triple G, when they put this secondary bullshit belt on Tony Bellew versus David Haye,
okay,
then you'll know where he's fighting at heavyweight. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. What belt is that, anyways?
I'm just saying, they'll put a secondary belt on him. I'm telling you.
Yeah. My stupidity just stop. Yeah, because he will beat the brakes off of Haye or Bellew any given day of the week. Yeah, because I was thinking you don't even want to go to the weigh-in with Wilder or Joshua. Parker, you could flow like a butterfly for a while with Parker, but that's finna end because Parker and Joshua, Lord.
Okay. Or if somebody else just somehow gets a WBA regular belt out of one of their fights, then you know. Is he gonna fight Fresakendo for the regular belt?
He gonna get his John Ruiz on?
That's what I'm saying. The most overrated accomplishment in history. All right, real quick. Not we're gonna spend too much time on this, but I wanted to complain. I wanted to complain about the. Not how they did it, because good for them. Showtime did that production thing. Great, good for them. My complaint was 2 things when they announced all these fights. 1, that'll be the only promotion you're going to see for all those fights, except maybe Wilder and Ortiz. And 2, there was no surprise. All you did was announce the fights that had already been pretty much announced going into this. What was the one fight that was actually announced that was like, oh, I had no idea? Maybe Lara and Hurd, but we kind of heard that that's where it was going. So there was no surprises. This was like, here's the fights we've already told you that was going to happen. And everybody jumped on, oh, wow, look at the schedule. You already knew that schedule was there. Why are you excited? Now, let me jump over to the other side. Let me go to all the people who got all excited. Oh, Triple G and Canelo's next. Oh man, it's official now. Well, it's been official, motherfuckers. Come on now. They've been talking about May 5th since the last fight. We knew it was coming. We knew it was a matter of time. It was official before it was official. Then it wasn't official. And now it's official again. And everybody, oh, you ready? Nothing changed. Why did everybody get excited about shit we already knew? It's like when Rosie O'Donnell came out of the closet. If you said, oh, she's brave, motherfucker, we knew you were gay. That's no big deal.
She was gay?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, but why do people get so excited? It's like, yeah, we knew all this stuff. Give me an announcement like that when I don't know any of those fights. Now we got some excitement. Now we got some intrigue. And I tweeted this out. As soon as Canelo and Triple G, literally the minute I saw it on Twitter that I saw it, it had already been announced like an hour or so before. I was like, start the countdown now to when Floyd Mayweather makes a video talking about his comeback. And you saw there was a video of him in the octagon. And cue that countdown. Well, that countdown's already went. And now cue the countdown of where Oscar De La Hoya starts talking shit about Floyd Mayweather more than he talks about the fight that he's actually going to be promoting. Start those clocks now.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. Showtime thing, I liked it. I liked the event, something new. Yeah. I like the way they did it. It was just something new. But I didn't like Adrian Broner, man. Why you fuck up a good thing, bro? You know, you ain't got to act like a fool everywhere. Like, you know, they set this up real nice. Everybody's in their suits. By the way, boxers, y'all got a special kind of ugly fashion. Like, just put a regular suit on. Like, you know, I'll be laughing at the NBA players. But y'all are killing me, man. Like, I don't know where the hell y'all buying these Bus Boy, Butch Davis jackets. I don't know. But anyway, because some of y'all just look like in-shape magicians. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but stop. Dude, I know you're promoting yourself, but you gotta. It's someplace you gotta learn how to act. Like, you just had to bring the shenanigans in an environment. I hated that. Canelo and Triple G. Could this be the reason why we haven't seen Danny Jacobs yet? Because he's waiting until September. He's the next opponent.
No, he's got a fight. He's got a stay busy fight coming up.
Stay busy fight.
Yeah, of course. Well, he's with Eddie Hearn now. They're all stay busy fights, unless it's a big fight. Eddie Hearn doesn't have good matches in between. Because he's a cheap fuck. We heard that from Phil LaGreco, that he's a cheap fuck. So you know he's not going to pay for any good opponent.
I mean, because it's only two things that can happen. September rematch. But when people are talking, they're like, you know, Canelo has time, so it's really over now. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know where this fight is gonna go because I saw both fighters switching styles. So I think if they go back to their original styles, it might be a wash that way too. But just this is what I need. This is what I need Oscar to do, and this will do you justice. If you're gonna ride Canelo, ride him the same way. Make the date in May and make the date in September. Let everybody know. You know, we already know, man, September is his dates now, right? Mm-hmm. So, just, look, y'all know what's going down. May is going down and September is going down. You put the pressure on a great fighter to say, look, I got to deliver every May and every September. And just stop the bullshit. Like, you know, for me, it's the ideal or the idea that you're going to say, well, we don't know what we're going to do in May. Oh, first of all, we know when you're fighting. We may not know who you fight, but in this situation, we know who you're supposed to be fighting. So just do it, you know. But here's a caveat: Floyd loses to Conor McGregor in UFC,
which is a given if it was to happen.
But can the number 2 fight be Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya at UFC since all of this talking for all of these years? Yeah, I want to kick your ass. No holds barred. See? damn, you know what? I'm about to say this. You retired, motherfucker. I want to stop talking about your ass in boxing. Get your ass off the internet, goddammit. You got all them girls in the house, and you still... And you actually look awkward in a UFC octagon.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not just because... That's not your thing, B.
No.
But it's okay. I mean, all right, it's okay. I mean, don't get fucked up.
Oh, he gonna get... I mean, that's why he won't do it, because he will get fucked up. I'd pick me versus Floyd in the UFC. I'd outweigh him by 60 pounds, so that'll help.
He gonna get fucked up.
All right, we're gonna cut it off there. What was I gonna say? Follow us on Twitter. That's what I was gonna say. I had Cheap Seats Box. See, I'm getting old, man. God damn it. How is the Cheap Seats Box?
You don't know funny, you bastard.
You can send us some top 5 lists. Top 5 lists for all the things we can do on the show. Starting next week, we're going to do top 5 boxers who love their job. I will shout you out. I forgot who did it. Rolfredo, I want to say who did that. I got that in there. So we got time because there's not going to be much to talk about. I don't know if there's any real big fights next week. I don't think there is nothing next week for the most part.
February
17th,
19th.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing next. No, 20. Yeah, maybe. No, the 14th I know is a fight. 10th. No, there's something on the 10th. There's something on the 10th though too, but I'll look it up. But no, maybe it is the 17th and the 24th. But anyway, we're gonna start jumping into those. If you guys got ideas, tweet them at us, email us, cheapseatsbox@gmail.com. If you guys got anything for that,
Rios Garcia.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Well, that's exciting. You heard it in my voice. What else? Oh, yeah, rate and review on iTunes, people. You could be the next unofficial sponsor. You know we shout you out. That's how we do it. Subscribe to the show on YouTube. Please just get that up because I really want to start doing more with it. Not yet, but it will happen in the next few months, I think. I'd like to do just like 10-minute shows. Not 10-minute shows, but 10-minute like not clips, but something like stuff on the cutting room floor. Shit that we don't get to sometimes. Maybe it happens in between shows. You know what I mean? Just put them on there. We're gonna start doing that. I want to start doing that later on in the year. So get that subscription up. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. JP, is there anything else? Did I get it all?
No, this is where the fighters fighting fans commentate.
I think that's what it was. And we do it just like you from G Seats because we ain't buying no tickets. God damn it. Peace.
I'll never be shamed again. Again, I'll be the next heavyweight champion. Call me crazy, but no one can fake